Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined in studio by Sharon McNamara.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Did I catch you off guard?
No, I was here. I've been in here. I've been here longer than you.
Yeah, that is. I was just going to say that. You've been here longer than me.
Yeah. And I see we have a couple of our friends here. We have Elfie. No, we didn't go with that.
No,
what are their names? Alfred.
He's been Alfred for years.
I know. Alfred and his new girlfriend, Belle.
Yes, Belle.
So,
for those of you who don't know, we have elves on the shelves. What's the plural of that? Like elves on the shelves?
Elves on the shelf.
What is that? Okay.
Hey,
I didn't know that we had
a
colored light up there.
Yeah, it's a mood
Have we
light.
Always had that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's new to me. I've been here 6 years. So we have two. We had an elf on the shelf. We had just had one, and then we recently got another one, and we named her Belle. So we've been having some fun. I love doing that. I just love hiding them everywhere. Well, now there's two of them, so I love hiding them everywhere. And we got to name her. We were gonna do a contest, but we just decided to name her. She did have another name, but she legally changed it after we announced her to everybody.
After one day.
After one day, we legally changed her name. But yeah, so we have fun with that. So you have to follow us on social media. So Boston Connect Real Estate on Facebook and on Instagram. So you can see all the fun adventures. And then, of course, you can follow Sharon and Sharon's team, McNamara Broker Team. So, we have some fun. Plus, we have a very special mailbox that has a direct link to the North Pole.
Yes, absolutely.
On our porch here. So if you want to write a letter to Santa or any of the elves up there, you can write a letter to Alfred or Belle too. I'm sure they can reply. And if you put a return address, you might just get a letter back. So we have a mailbox again on our porch at 19 Matakeesa Street in the heart of Pembroke. So you can write a letter to Santa or anybody who lives in the North Pole, or anybody who lives in Boston Connect.
I know some of the kids were asking where Mrs. Claus was for our event. They didn't know where she was.
Yeah, she wasn't here, but we kind of had her sister, Donna Bagney.
Yeah, Donna Bagney was here.
Donna Bagney, full-time realtor here, and has been here since the beginning, right?
Since I opened,
for
2010.
Yeah,
so.
Where are we? 2022. So for 12 years. So she is Mrs. Claus's sister. She was here during our Santa event, so that was great to see. But so you could write a letter to Mrs. Claus if you do too. Does Mrs. Claus have a first name?
No, we looked that up, and it had a bunch of different ones, and we weren't sure what it was, so she just goes by Mrs. Claus.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's all we got. But we do have that mailbox on our front porch. So if you're looking for a place for those letters to go for Santa, I know that Santa does, we make sure we get the mail up to him early, and he responds so long as we have a return address.
Yeah. So I believe he wants his mailbox back on the 19th.
Okay.
So you have until the 19th to write him a letter.
All right. Perfect. So Saturday, we were not here live on Saturday because Hull Pirates were the football team, Hull High School. They went to the Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium, and they won, and they did
I was
going to
ask you.
job.
I totally didn't even think to follow up with you, but they won?
Yeah, they won.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And I was talking to Rob. I did my call-in this morning with Rob on the morning show, and I had said, wow, whoever that person is that did the sports commentating for the game, I literally felt like I was there watching the game. He was so good, but I can't remember what his name is, the new director or whoever it is at WATD. George, do you know?
It might be Quinn.
Quinn, that's who it is. Yes, it's Quinn. He did such a good job. Did you listen to the show, George? I mean, to the football game?
No,
on
I was
Saturday?
actually out of the country. I was in Canada briefly this weekend.
Canada?
Briefly?
Yeah, Montreal.
Oh, fun. Good times.
Oh, yeah, I was visiting my cousin up there.
Awesome. Well, you missed a good game.
Yeah, missed a good game, but
Quinn did a good
you
job.
were in Canada.
Kudos
Oh, yeah,
to
he's a
you,
great
Quinn.
guy. He does really intense commentary, really professional, too.
So professional. I said that to Mark. I was like, this guy could literally work for the NFL. He's so good. So I hope the NFL is listening to us right now.
I hope so, too.
I don't know if WATD would want you to say that because they'd be stealing them.
Yeah, but that's, you know what? Every good
ESPN.
every good leader wants to see their, mentees go on to bigger and better things. So, Ed Perry would have the rights to say Quinn started with me.
Yeah.
His humble beginnings were at WATD. So,
And now he's for ESPN or
now
whatever.
now he's at ESPN.
We're just coming up with
Yeah, what did I say?
I know, NFL.
Yeah. So tonight we are live. If you have any questions for us regarding real estate, I know that there's lots of things going on out there that you're probably privy to. You can give us a call, 781-837-4900. You might have questions about how the market is or what your thoughts are about putting a house on the market or thinking about buying a house right now. The sky is not falling. I went out and checked before the show started, and it's still up there. So we don't want people to worry. But what we've been hearing is we're going to wait until next year to put our house on the market. So a lot of people are waiting until 2023 to sort of revisit putting their house on the market or buying a new home. So we were just going to sort of talk about that, when does next year begin? What should you be doing now to prepare for that moment, whether you are buying or selling?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say even if somebody wanted to join in on the discussion, they could even call us into the studio, 781-837-4900, or you can we're live on Facebook. So if you're friends with Sharon Costa McNamara or you're part of any of the Connect pages, you can see us. And, if you're a little shy and don't want to call in right in on the comments, we're always curious to find out, if anybody is interested in buying or selling. Obviously, we're interested in that. But, what are the reasonings for waiting? Yeah,
that's a good question. I want to know if you are thinking about buying or selling and you're just, maybe I'll do it next year. I'm just curious, what are people waiting for? So are you waiting for the spring market because that's when the grass gets green? Are you waiting for the interest rates to drop? Are you waiting to see how everything shuffles out politically for the end of the year? What are your thoughts? We're interested. 781-837-4900. Or, of course, we are live on Facebook. So hello to all of our Facebook fans and friends. And the light keeps on changing color. So, we sometimes look green, sometimes we look orange. So
now we're blue.
Yeah. So you can get in touch with us on there, and you can ask us questions on that as well. So
yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking when you were saying why are you waiting to buy or sell in 2023? It's there is next year leap year. I don't know, 365 days next year. So at what point in the 365 days, do you would you want to sell? So I'll sell next year, I'll buy next year. Well, I feel like next year is sort of like a broad term. So like, are you waiting for the spring market? So when do we think that the spring market starts? When do, buyers or sellers believe that the spring market's, because I feel like we have a different take on that, or when markets sort of shift.
Yeah, and we had a really good roundtable topic today in the office, and some of the conversations that came up were, we are hearing that our clients are saying, I think I'm going to wait until next year. And as agents, we don't really want to be like in your grill all the time. So I was just discussing the most important thing that we can do as real estate agents is actually give value. So the value that we're giving is to help you make the best decision on time and just the resources that we have. And some of that value too is a lot of people are saying, oh, well, before I put my house in the market, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So there was a market when you didn't have to do anything. That's the market we are just getting out of. But we're in a different market now. And, I've been doing this for 21 years. So I have had the the luxury, the luxury, or the experience of being through, ups and downs of the market, which is why I tend to stay sort of neutral all the time, because I know that it's ebbs and flows. So I think that, people who are thinking about doing some things to your home, I always say, in order to get to where you're going, you need to know where you are now. So I think it's really a good conversation, and it makes good financial sense. Like, believe me, I have been talking people out of selling their house as of late. It just didn't seem like a good time, or there's no place for them to go. So there's all those conversations. But that's why you want to get in touch with, a professional, and we consider ourselves your advocate, right? Yeah. So, that we're trying to look out for your best interests.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, thank you.
Do we want to talk about sort of the current the state of the market, before we move on to like sort of the reasonings for waiting next year, or?
Yeah. So, say that again.
You weren't paying attention to me.
No, I wasn't. I was actually Mary is watching, so I just tried to bring her on screen because I'm curious what that looks like when we do that. The reasons?
Yes. No. So like giving like what's going on in the market right now. Yeah. What that might deter somebody to buy or sell right this second. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are in December, so the year's almost over. Mm-hmm. But
well, and that's the thing. This is where we are right now. So there's a couple things that are going on in our market right now for us, people who live here in the Northeast. We're going through a slower time based on where we are from the season, right? Because it tends to slow down in these months, right? Once Halloween comes by, then it sort of slows down for us at the end of the year. It doesn't slow down for us as full-time real estate agents. I mean, we had a group of 10, 12, 15 agents here today. We had some on Zoom and everything. And we're talking about what we're going to be doing to be working on our business over these next months. We don't stop working because there isn't any inventory. That's when we're working actually on our business. So when we're in our business, we're able to have the ability to do that. And I think right now where the market is yes, it has slowed down. Yes, there are, homes are still coming on the market and they're trickling on. And I think right now for buyers tend to have a little bit more of an advantage than they have all year, even with the increased rates. And that's something we've had shows on. Yeah. You can have, there's so many different things that you can do. You can ask the seller for a 3% credit to go towards your closing costs or a buy down.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that it's so important to not only have people like us, your trusted real estate agents, but also your loan officer who has many different avenues that you can go towards.
Good point.
And especially somebody who can explain all these different programs, because it's not sort of like cut and dry. Like it's not like this is this is this program or this is this program. These are the only two programs that we have. It's like, okay, how can we figure out how to make this work for everybody? How can we make this work for you financially? Is this the right decision for you? What program can we put you in? There's just so many different options now. So it's always like super important to have that like open conversation with your loan officer.
And what I think is so important about it too is if you are thinking about holding off to purchase a new home until next year, and maybe it's because of the rates. I mean, everybody was chasing the rate. That's what they were doing. They were buying the rate, not the home. And I think that you have to marry the home and sort of date the rate is sort of one thing that we've been saying. I'm not giving anybody any advice when it comes to this, but that's why you have to talk to a loan officer that is well versed in all the options that are available to you. But I think, you know, there's a slew of people out there too. Maybe there's some debt, or Christmas and all the holidays are coming up, right? When you have all these gifts that you're going to be doing, all these parties that you're going to. I mean, you're buying a bottle of wine to go to somebody's house. It's going to cost you, what, $25 to get a, you know, a nice, decent bottle of wine to bring to someone's house. So, you know, watch all those expenses that you're doing. Watch where you're spending your money. Watch how big you're bringing your credit cards up. But talking to the loan officers that we trust, they're the ones that are helping you get to where you want to be. So if you want to do that next spring, you should be talking to them now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, with the interest rates, they could change from one day to the next, but they could go back too. So we've seen, and you have clients that are pre-approved for a certain amount, and they were, you know, quoted a rate, but because they're not actively buying a house, that rate is changing. So, you know, one day that they can afford this, and this is what their rate is, you know, 5 weeks later, it could be something totally different, and they're in a different ball game. But then,
and 2 weeks,
and then 2 weeks from that, you can go back to where you were in the beginning. So, you know, it's so important to have open communication and just sort of be open to any possibility. So, you know, and again, you always talk to your loan officer about these things. Like, we're not loan officers, but you have seen it for over 20 years, and you just it seems to sort of be very important to
and
have a professional.
At 100%, and putting together a team that is there to help you through all those processes. And one of the things that I am always talking about, and one of the subjects that always comes up for me, is the importance of, you know, this is a financial process, okay? Whether you're calling it an investment or you're calling it a home, whatever you're calling it, it's a lot of money. So, you know, you want to be financially secure in the decisions that you're making. And again, talking with your loan officer, talking with your real estate advisor, hey, we hope it's us. We're just not that pushy person, but, you know, hey, we're here for you. And we have, I believe, the best of the best when it comes to, you know, our attorney that we're referring and our loan officers that we're referring. We can be the team that helps you get to where you are, to where you want to go. And there's different groups, right? There's different demographics that we're talking about. So is it the first-time home buyer? Potentially. Is it somebody who needs a veterans loan? We had somebody on from Guaranteed Rate not too long ago talking about VA loans. Are you right-sizing? Are you, you know what I mean? Do you need multi-generational living? All these different things that are coming on. But having and sitting and having a conversation about what your desires are is more important than me showing up as a real estate agent to just say, all right, your house is worth $500. Like, it isn't about that. It's what is the best next step for you?
But even if, okay, so say the day that you go to the house is worth $500, but they don't call you for another 6 months. Your house is not the exact price that you were given 6 months ago. In any market. That's not just what has happened in the past couple of years. That's in any market.
And that's what's important. And we had that discussion today, again, at our little roundtable that we had with all of our agents, is even if you're not thinking about doing anything, you need to call your trusted advisor now, and they will give you the best ideas and suggestions. But if you're thinking, hey, I really don't want to do this until next April, well, let's go out. Let's assess what the house really needs. Don't put in a bathroom in your basement and do your basement over. You're not going to get that money back, right? So we can give those tips and that advice. Saving you money. Our job is to save you money and make you the most amount of money. So and help you make the best decisions. bring us out for that. So we do our initial analysis and what is the equity value of your home right now. So that's like the new term that I want to start using is what is your equity value? Yes, if you're not going to do that for 6 months, guess what? I'm going to give you an equity value every month just so you can watch along with me what the market is doing. So you can make a decision. You might see things going lower and lower and lower, and you might be like, oh my goodness, because I will let you know. The numbers in the spring are going to be lower than they are right now, and that's based on homes that are going on the market. We're seeing a ton of price changes right now.
Yeah.
And we're seeing homes that are going under agreement, under asking, right?
Yeah. And we're also seeing releases.
Oh, yeah. We had 5 releases in this office last week. 5. I mean, that's a lot. And that was a lot of it was buyer remorse. One of my favorite ones that came up last week was the client had said to his agent, well, I was talking to some of the guys in the office and they said it was a really bad time to buy.
What
So
office?
Yeah, like
You would,
I
are
don't
you
even
in
know
real estate?
Yeah, I don't even. They're not even in real estate.
Are they currently trying to buy?
I don't know why that conversation even comes up when you're like one guy Googles it and they're looking at national statistics.
Yeah.
And the person had such a great, I can't get into too many of the details, but had got a great offer on a great house. It appraised over asking. And he potentially was going to lose a $25,000 deposit based on what some guy in an office cubicle told him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
And
just,
the Mass Dream program.
Yeah.
Lost it. 35 grand.
you know what? I've had a lot of like work done on my teeth this year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to my mechanic and ask him about my teeth. I would ask him about my car. So
Exactly. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
Hey, if you're out there listening to us right now, I just put my hands on my hip like, I really mean this. 781-837-4900. We have a couple questions for you. One, are you thinking about buying or selling a home? And what are your thoughts about waiting? What do you think the benefits of waiting are? And what do you think the benefits of not waiting are? And why do you think that real estate, the industry of real estate, tends to have that mentality or that, what is it? Like, I don't know, like that our job isn't like a real job or something. I can't even explain it.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. We're
Yeah.
like, we're not.
Hopefully our listeners do.
Hopefully. Do you understand?
Yeah. Did we give away gift cards last week?
We tried to.
Yeah, but you owe one to Liz, and then
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I owe one to Liz and to Kristen's client. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, so
you do get a gift card.
for all of you that
I'm gonna get
do
a text in
follow
a
us.
second. Where's
Yeah.
my gift card?
We give out gift cards if you give us a call. We'd like to buy you a cup of coffee. So give us a call, 781-837-4900. So some of the things that I'm hearing with people saying that they want to, it's the holiday season right now, and they don't want to be interrupted when it comes time for showing the house and doing things like that. So I just want to let you know that the good part about putting your house on the market now during the holidays is generally the only people that are looking at houses during the holidays are the ones that actually have to buy a house.
Buy a house.
And this is a very good time. And this is I'll say to our higher priced homes, this is the best time for you to be on the market. Okay. And the reason is because Boston, again, now the name of our company is Boston Connect Real Estate. We're connecting Boston to the South Shore, South Coast, all of that through real estate, right? So our connection with you is real.
Yeah.
That's my new one.
Oh,
do you
our
like it?
connection with you is real. Oh, can we write that down?
Yeah. I've been thinking about it. I love it. So our connection with you is real, and it's all about real estate. So the reason why is Boston is a hub that is known for medical, finance, education. So a lot of times what happens this time of year, there are a lot of relocation people that are coming in. So maybe they're leaving a corporate position like a C-level. That's usually the C-level people are the ones that are moving around. Maybe they're leaving someplace in San Diego or Chicago or New York, and they're moving to Boston for one of the 3 very good reasons there are to move here, right? Whether it's finance, medical, or education. So those people, they come in, they look at several homes, they choose one, and they're out the door. But if your house isn't on the market, they're not going to find you. They're probably starting their new job come February. So they really want to get this done before they start their new job. So that's why you should be on the market. And I wish one of our clients, I wish they were listening right now, but he might be flying, like he's a pilot for JetBlue, so he might be flying somewhere right now. I wish that they were listening, because that's exactly the advice I had given them several years ago. I was like, don't miss out on that opportunity that you might get the one. And if they don't come, you haven't lost anything. Only people who are really looking are going to come and come.
Yeah.
They're not going to bother you otherwise.
Yeah. That's so funny, because I just had a conversation with somebody about their purchase, the house that they purchased in Pembroke, and they ended up tearing it down and building their dream home. But I don't know, it's funny that you brought him up, because
was it him?
Yeah.
Oh, you were just talking to them?
No, not to them. I was talking to somebody who was relaying a story.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so it's funny that they, out of everybody in the past,
I know that I
years.
chose them.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a really good reason why you should consider being on the market during this time, because you're really not going to be interrupted if it isn't for a real reason. The other thing too is, don't worry about days on market. Please, I just wish it wasn't even a statistic. I can't stand it. So DOM, if you ever see that, that's days on market. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. And I know personally, my team, Mary and I, we have a very high days on market statistic. And I love when other agents will try to let people know that about us.
Make it into a bad thing.
Yeah, they make it into a bad thing. Well, did you know that their days on market is blah, blah, blah? It's because we have new construction. So when we put a new development, we have 92 units in West Bridgewater. They're beautiful, by the way, so you should come and see them. We're going to actually be having a commuter open house, I believe, there tomorrow, so you can go there, but you can see it anytime. So call us to see that beautiful development. And we have something new coming up in Hanson as well. So I think 44 units over there. But when you have new construction, you have a model home. Guess what? You have a model home until they're all sold out. So that's why our days on market. But don't worry about, hey, if I come on the market, I just don't want it to look bad if the house doesn't sell. My days on market will be long. As your listing agent, I would have this conversation with somebody in February if it still wasn't sold. Hey, they decided to come on the market beforehand, but we put it on during the holidays. It's a little slower, but we wanted to just get it out there just in case there was somebody really looking. So
yeah.
Who's talking to you?
I know, I'm Liz.
Oh, Liz.
Liz. Hello.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz. Where's my gift card?
Does Liz just listen, or does she watch?
She just listens. She doesn't have Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is she listening on?
A radio.
WATD?
I bought her a radio, I think.
Oh, you did?
Or somebody bought her a radio. She bought a radio. I don't know. She's got a radio, because sometimes she says, my radio's not working, so.
Oh.
She listens on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any questions for us?
No.
Okay. Hi, Liz. You should have Liz come here one day and take a tour of our office. I've never met her. Well, yes, I have met her, but in circumstances that I'm not going to say, hey, how I, you know what I mean?
At funerals.
Yeah, usually it's I'm sorry for your loss.
My mother. Yeah. She'll come. We'll get her on the show eventually.
Okay.
Right, Ma?
Perfect.
All right. So anything else with the current market, or or should we talk about predictions, really?
We can talk, I guess, a little bit more about the market. It's, as I sort of indicated earlier, it is a lot different than what we were seeing. And that's why I'm saying to people, my advice is, if you are thinking about putting your home on the market, don't have yourself a full list of, I want to do this, I want to do that. Let us come out and help you through that process, because there are things that you may think have to be done that don't, and there may be things that we suggest you do that you're not even considering. So utilize us for all the knowledge that we have. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost you anything to have somebody out, and two, it's great because we follow along with you until you're ready to come on the market as we're watching the market.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. What else? What else you got for me?
Well, predictions. I want to know about predictions. What do you think is going to happen in 2023? I know we do a bold predictions show towards the end of the year, but I feel like we're almost there. So.
Yeah, we're almost there. So my prediction is that I feel like the sale price of homes will probably settle down. I think that they're going to go lower, not significantly lower, but they'll definitely drop some, only because of where we are right now. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market in the spring, so spring market to you, by the way, is probably April, May. Spring market to us is the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, which falls on the first Sunday of February. That's when we're considering spring market. If you're waiting until April or May, and some people even June, I'm going to wait until the kids get out of school and all of that, you have to remember, we're looking at the last 6 months of data. You have a 4-bedroom colonial. We're looking what 4-bedroom colonials have sold in your town in the last 6 months that are similar, trying to compare apples to apples, right? Mm-hmm. Similar condition, similar location. Well, that brings us to November, December, January, February, March, and April is the last 6 months. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking, to put your house on the market May, June, those are the numbers that we're going to be looking at. Just said that they're tending to go lower.
Yeah. Well, I also think that, we say spring market starts on the Monday after because by the time it closes, it is in spring. Yep. It's springtime. And I'll say that one of my bold predictions will be, I don't think that we're going to see a lot of the whole 30-day closes anymore. I think it's going to be extended to 45 to 60 days. I think.
Who told you that one?
Today we talked about it. Was it you that said it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just think that personally, and everybody sort of knows what my position here is at the office, where, I sort of oversee everybody's transactions. And I've seen the timeline be extended a little bit, especially if there's a release involved and they're going on to another offer.
It's interesting, too, with the releases, it's been buyer remorse.
Yeah.
And, I'm actually, one thing that I will let all of our listeners know that this week or last week, I received an email that I was appointed to the 2023 MAR, which is Massachusetts Association of Realtors. So that's our state level for realtors. I was appointed to be on their grievance committee. Woo-hoo! So I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
Round of applause.
Yay. Woo. And also, exciting is Sue Bollinger, who is in our office. She has been appointed for the 2023 MAR, Massachusetts Association of Realtors. She's on the professional standards. So those are really big deals. To be part of that and to be on a state level is really, really exciting. So we get to see just the things that people are doing and complaints and ethics and things like that, just to make sure that everybody is following all their ethics. How did I get there? The predictions about the 45 days and all that.
Releases buyer remorse.
So buyer's remorse has been big. And what we're going to start to see and what we've started to see is because of that recklessness of the market that we just went through, we're starting to see some lawsuits are coming through, some grievances are coming through. And they're basically saying, I feel as if I was forced to purchase this house under false pretenses because my agent told me that I had to waive my home inspection in order to get this house. I had to do $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 over asking in order to get this house. So there's a lot of those people who are now waking up and they're seeing that the market is sort of settling a little, and they're like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
And now they have buyer's remorse. So we went to that function that Pete Fakaizen from Cross Country Mortgage brought us to at the Fairmont Hotel in Boston. And there was a speaker there from Tom Ferry, and she said that 72% of people who purchased their home during COVID, during that 2020 to 2021 time period and into 2022, 72% of them are having regret. That's huge.
That is huge.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
And here we were in our office trying to slow things down and help our clients make the best decision because I always say to people, the worst thing that could ever happen me being your buyer's agent is for you to wake up one morning and your eyes open and you're looking at the sailing and you're saying, holy crapola, why did I buy this house?
Yeah.
We don't want that for anybody.
No, definitely. And we've talked about how difficult it was for buyers to purchase during that time because you had 5 minutes to decide if you wanted a house and you had to, give away everything. And no, not everybody had to do that. And, it was unfortunate for those people who felt the need that they had to or felt that they
felt pressured.
And, we feel for those people. And now we're sort of seeing I've seen a couple things come on the market where they purchased maybe in 2001 or 2000. And, if they overpaid and now they're looking to, gain more from that, it's not necessarily going to happen. Especially if there was no improvements made to the house or anything. So it can be difficult. But I think it's Sam that's always like, just hold them on, like hold the properties, like hold them. It'll all work out in the end.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I've been in the same house for 30 years. Mark and I paid $137 for our house. You know what I mean? So. And I do think for other predictions, I do agree that things are going to be, and this is the reason why I had said this earlier in our discussion that we had at the office, we'll see longer closing time frames. So that 30, 60, 90 days, we'll see more of that, like 45, 60, 90 days. And I think that that's because if you have a house to sell and you're buying a house, well, houses aren't just flying off the shelves anymore. So before, like in this reckless part of the market, you could say, I'm going to put my house on the market as soon as you accept my offer, and you would blink and the house was under agreement. It just whispered, hey, did you know that Sally was putting their house on the market and we already had a buyer for it, right? That's no longer the case. Things are taking a little bit longer. And there are definitely houses that are still flying off. I mean, there's houses, they're on for a couple days, one open house. Definitely there's a lot of that that's still going on. We're just talking about sort of overall.
Yeah.
Right? But those people who have to think about buying and selling at the same time, what came first, the chicken or the egg, that's what's going to sort of slow down the time frame for getting us to closings. Because it might take a while.
Well, yeah, it might take a while, but I also don't think that like the stigma of having a home sale contingency is really there anymore. Like I feel like people are getting their offers accepted with having a home sale contingency before their house is on the market, because I almost feel like this is a better position to do that because if it's priced right, it'll go.
As a buyer or a seller, you think it's a better time? It's a better place to be?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's so terrible as a buyer to have a home sale contingency. Do you disagree with me?
No, you mean with the seller having something to sell or the buyer having something to sell?
So I'm a buyer. I'm putting in an offer, but I have a house to sell and I haven't put it on the market yet. But I feel like right now,
the sellers are accepting it because they don't have any other options.
Yeah.
If you were up against somebody who was doing cash, giving $50,000 over asking and didn't have a house to sell, that's where we were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we're not seeing that. So now, and this is good though. It's for those people who were sort of stuck in the ketchup bottle that didn't make it out because they couldn't compete with that type of buyer. And what else did we see? We saw in that reckless market, we saw parents buying the house for the kid, all cash, emptying out all of their 401k and all their other retirement. Chances are, once they got the house, maybe they got a loan after the fact and then paid the parents back. I don't know. But I don't feel like you're having that much competition anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like you're in a better position now.
Yeah. And then there are certain properties too, though. Like we just closed last week on my listing over at 77 Furnace Lane in Pembroke, right on the pond. Well, that was a different type of property. That was one of the estate sales. Working with the family who had lost their mom, and they were selling her house and helped them through that whole process. And which is another thing too. We should do a whole show on that, like the moving pieces of doing that. But that house was on the pond. That's why I had 30 people at my open house.
Yeah.
That's why we had 35 showings other than the 30 people that came through the open house. But ultimately, we ended up with 2 offers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because that's what we ended up with. And I don't know exactly the reason why, but they're happy with what they got, and it's all done.
That's what matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's all just depend. If the house is priced accordingly, it will go. There's, like I say, there's a bum for every seat, and there's a house for every buyer, you know, and there's a buyer for every house.
Absolutely. So if you're a buyer and one of the things that you're thinking is, I'm definitely going to wait until the spring because I want to see what the interest rates are doing. I know
A lot of people are doing that.
Yeah. So I think that like the prediction is that, and the hope is that we will see things come down lower. I am not that financial genius that gets into all of it's going to go down because of this or that. I heard something out there that said, you know, because of bond rates and everything right now, that is sort of an indicator of what will happen with mortgage rates, and it looks like it will drop. I don't think it's ever going to get down to 2.25 again, but like, you know, that they will start to trickle down. So I know that that's been the advice for people, is to potentially do, you know, a 5/1, 10/1 arm, and that's an adjustable rate, but it's locked in for those 5 years. And then when you see that rate drop, then you refinance out. So I see a lot of people that are using that as a consideration.
Yeah.
Instead of doing a buy down.
Well, like I said, it's great to have people who are educated on these different programs, you know, whether it's your agent or, you know, your loan officer. It's great to sort of be able to say, okay, I was going in this avenue, but, you know, maybe this is more financially beneficial for me. It might be a little bit more right now, but in the long run, if you're going to be holding it, like Sam says, hold it. If you're going to be holding it, this is the best financial decision for you right now.
Yep. Some of the other things too is with the low inventory. I think that I actually, there's going to be a development next to us here in Pembroke Center. And I was asked to just write a letter for them that they needed based on what the needs are for senior housing and more importantly for renting. And I think that that's such a good option for people that, you know, maybe want to still be snowbirds. Maybe they're thinking about going down to the Carolinas, or still people are going to Florida, just different parts, not the Fort Myers and stuff. But as I was writing that letter, it was like, not an aha moment because we talk about it all the time, but why we have the low inventory is because nobody has any place to move. And that's why we need more affordable housing, you know, in all of our towns on the South Shore and probably everywhere. And I think rentals is a good option for people. I think it's a good option. And if we have more of that, then the people, you know, our boomer generation can either they're going to do multi-generational, they could rent, they could have a place down there, their house will go on the market, which means that would increase all the inventory. So hopefully more of that type of stuff will come up.
Yeah. And, you know, to be real, it's not everybody thinks that they can afford to purchase. So even just having the conversation and just sort of seeing where you're at is super important, whether you're ready to buy now or ready to buy in a couple years or whatever it is. It's always important to just see where you're at right now. Are you on the right path? If that's a goal of yours, that's great. If you want to rent, you know, we do rentals too. But if financially that makes sense for you, we're all about doing what's best for the client and what makes the most sense in the time. So you know, we've helped people sell their house and then they rent because they feel like it's not the right time for them to purchase. So, you know, whether it's because they just don't know where they want to go or where they want to end up or whatever, that's fine, you know.
Or they wanted to take advantage of that market where they were getting well over the value of their home, so they chose to sell and then rent, and then they'll wait to see where they're going to go. So for those people who, to me, those are financial decisions that you make in order to make your best investments, right? So they sold when it was high, they rented, and they're waiting, they're waiting for things to sort of slow down so they can make offers on these houses. So,
Wow, we have a couple minutes.
2 minutes left. Yeah. So we'll be live again on Saturday. Again, we weren't here last Saturday. We were excited that Hull won. So congratulations again to the Hull Pirates football team for making the championship in the Super Bowl. So winning the Super Bowl is big stuff.
Big stuff.
Big stuff, yes. And then we will be on again on Saturday. I don't think that we have decided on what our topic will be yet.
It'll be a surprise.
It will be a surprise.
Tune in on Saturday.
For all of us, yeah. And I'm sure, I know that we have open house at Cochesset Estates. That will probably be tomorrow from, I think she does it. From,
now a commuter open house 5 to 7.
Yeah.
And Saturday and Sunday as well. So
new construction, all kinds of different. We have single family attached homes, and we have single family homes. It's a great development with a great developer who's built over 700, 800 homes. So they do a really good job. If you want more information on that development, it's Cochesset Estates in West Bridgewater. We also have another one that's going to be coming up in Hanson. The sign will be going up soon. You can call us and we'll take your name for that. We can give you a little bit of information on that one, but no sneak peeks yet on that. You can get in touch with myself and Mary. You can go to bostonconnect.com. You can send us an email at sharonandmary@bostonconnect.com, or you can call us on we have a Google number, and that's 508-591-0808.
Yeah.
508-591-0808. And you will get either in touch with me, Mary, or Evis, and we can tell you more about Cochesset Estates. Again, it is beautiful. And you can look online and see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on the website soon, too.
Awesome. Yeah. So listen to us on Saturday. Well, you can go to bostonconnect.com, find all of our contact information there. You can go to talkrealestateroundtable.com, listen to any of our past shows, or go to your podcast app and type in Talk Real Estate Roundtable, or you can type in our names because we're so famous around here. But
even
follow
on
along.
On our website, you go into bostonconnect.com. Under media, you'll see the podcast, so you can watch all of our past. If you want to see us, you'll have all of our Facebook Live on YouTube, so you can watch and follow along with those. We also have some of our, we've been picking some of our episodes that we're doing all the text, so you can read it if you would like to do that too. We hope that you will join us on Saturday. We are live 10 to 11. We'll be back here next Tuesday after the 6 o'clock news. And thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night.